Hello world, I'm What If Study, and today we are doing What If Deku was a Fallen Angel. We're going to start off our What If today with What If Deku was a Fallen Angel. Where we left off before was at All Might accepting Deku's mother's proposition to train the boy for the rest of his life, pretty much. A do-over from his failures before. Given this, he trains Deku relentlessly. Harsher than he's trained most people. But this time with less care. And more precision, if you might say. This precision comes at a cost, however. Making Deku a deadly combatant requires attentiveness and monitoring everything about his life to make sure that nothing goes wrong, to make sure that he is mentally stable the entire time. His training is incredibly harsh, going through all different masters of all different things. Regrettably, that also includes guns. So they get the guy that has quick draw power to help Deku with that. All Might did not like having to train him in this, but his enemies could take out a gun on him. So he needs to know how to unload and load a gun. And however, Deku actually asked for an extra on the side of this. However, All Might doesn't really know. He wanted to learn how to actually shoot a gun. This spawned a deadly curiosity in Deku's brain. About guns in general, honestly. He always used the bow up until this point, and he had learned how to use trick arrows, all different types of stuff. Using his long-range eyes, he could basically fire an arrow, not as far as he wanted to, though. Many guns were starting to become more powerful than arrows at this point. And he had his fun using a BFG as his favorite gun to shoot even upwards of 500 meters. But he used the arrow just to make his master happy. Over time, he became a deadly weapon. And the world started to expect things from him. He just started wandering out, fighting different villains, and doing something unusual, going out to firing ranges as a celebrity, in sorts. Wherever he went, he was a celebrity. So he disguised himself for school. It did not work many times, but for the times it did, he had to change his wings to look like black wings. These black wings were simply just painted black, and his face was dysmorphed by a face mask that was given to him by Hawks, who also gave him a little hat and a visor that allowed him to basically see from far distances and allow him to go through the air faster without hurting his eyes. He was very thankful to Hawks for this, and honestly would have liked to spend more time with him, but he was on his own missions. Many of the times he was too busy to ever even spend time with him. So Deku spent his time meeting different kids at the school, which All Might recommended to enroll him in. By the age of 13, he had become best friends with Bakugo. Trying to change his ways, he found that it was almost impossible. Every time that he tried to stop Bakugo, Bakugo took it personally, seeing it as a threat to him. Deku, infuriated by the dumbassery of Bakugo, came home one day to All Might. But All Might told him that he can't fix him. Fixing requires the person to want to be fixed. And Bakugo just simply doesn't want to change. Deku ran off in a huff, thinking that, I don't know, he's supposed to be the strongest. He's supposed to be this angelic being. He's supposed to be the next All Might, the one to kill All for One. But it ends up he can't even change his best friend. So when Bakugo asks him to fuck off one time, he does. He simply leaves. the school, and in its entirety. For 2 years, he trains under All Might. Now alone instead of under All Might. He's more of a Robin to his Batman. At the age of 14, a horrible calamity befalls the world. Villains of all sorts break out from the prison, including one All for One. Deku, however, is asleep at this point. So is All Might. They're sleeping at his chapel as an intertransmission comes in through the radio. We're being under attack! We're under attack! As All Might rushes to the radio, stumbling off of his bed, Deku also runs into the room, his bed head and hair just kind of like scruffing over his elided yellow eyes. Oh, what is it, soldier? City A is under attack. All for One is here. Where? The city of Well. Why would he attack Well? I don't know, but several buildings are crumbling down as we speak. Fires are spreading everywhere, and I don't think we have long for this transmission. We wish you luck. Please help us. As Deku and All Might both look at each other and sit down for a second. Who is this? This is Reporter Jing. I don't know Reporter Jing. You're smarter than you look. The face shapeshifts into a pretty young lass. A blonde hair. You're smarter than you seem. And what about Robin? Ah, yes, the golden boy. You're gonna die tonight. I hope that you know that. As All Might turns off the radio. It's a trap. Yeah, obviously, Deku responds. But Deku doesn't sit there with All Might thinking. Instead, he leaves, going up to his porch. All Might follows him, thinking that we're trapped. This place is basically our prison. We can't do anything. But Deku is just annoyed at All Might for repeating sentences that just make him feel worse. He goes out to his balcony as the storm rages on outside. But the people persist. Oh, Deku! The people of City A and the City of Wells are under attack. Could you please help them? Yes, my daughter is there. Please save them. Thousands upon millions of people now start to crowd into his backyard, praying up to him, singing their sing-song. Oh, oh, oh. It's supposed to sound like a halo, you know? Deku says to All Might. Oh, really? We can't go out there, Deku. We'll get killed. It's a trap, Deku. Please, stay back. You know I can't do that. I have expectations, All Might. You taught me to protect every single living soul, and there are living souls out there being tortured right now because of us. I won't let people get harmed just because my strength exists in the world. I promised to be strong enough to defend everyone, and I meant it. I don't break promises. You understand that, All Might? So please understand why I'm leaving. As he unfurls his wings, people start to clap. The singing gets louder. If you go right now, you will die, and I will not come and save you. For I will die as well. Do you want to end up like... What? Shigaraki? All Might stutters and stands still. He was holding Deku's hand, stopping him from flying off into the sky. He taps his ear, the visor unlocking and shifting around his eyes. The cobalt and gold hue of the visor shines off of his eyes. Remember this, All Might. There is no angel for these people without me. Don't even try to jump higher than me, or else you'll hit the sun. Deku uses his stuttering shock to fly off with a burst of his wings, flying higher than he ever did before as the wind batters his visor. He flies even faster, beating the sound of light, getting up into jet speeds. Faster and faster, till he enters orbit, and then cruises over to the other city. It's calm in orbit as he goes above the clouds. A nice sight before the storm. He flies through the sky like a comet re-entering orbit. He takes out his bow, finding his arm a little too weak to actually notch the arrow that he wants. Fuck. I can't do this. His arm, it's not responding to his wants. Has he lost confidence? Did All Might get to him? No. I must do this. I must. He takes out his one trump card. A gigantic dragon-slaying arrow. Unfortunate that he never actually fought a dragon, but if he did, this would definitely kill it. From this orbit, yes. It's 1,500 pounds of force, at least, from this range. He sees his target, All for One. His pompous ass, torturing people, just doing anything evil, honestly. It's incredible how one-sided he is. It's incredible how one-sided he's about to be. Deku chuckles to himself as he notches the arrow with both feet on the pole and both hands on the string, doing a sort of squatting exercise, but being able to squat basically 500 pounds worth of power into this shot from upper orbit. This is his strongest attack possible from a natural human standpoint. As he fires this, he calls it Dragon's Comet, as it rains down and hits its target. Deku falls down with it, using it as momentum and as a surprise attack, as he lands down into the building, using his wings as coverage from the building's wreckage itself. Several villains throw their knives and weapons at him, which he saw them through the thing anyways. He swiftly throws his wing in that direction as feathers come out, just immediately attacking them, hitting them like the sharpest knives in the entire world. His feathers count as basically like 1,000-degree knives, but they're coated in this holy aura of heat. They're like 1,000-degree knives being thrown in every single direction. They replace as fast as he gets a prayer from somebody. As he throws out several thousand just around him, he reloads them slowly, opening up his face from his visor to stare at All for One, who is slowly trying to regenerate, as half of his side is completely gone. There's no way for him to survive that, honestly. But somehow he's standing right in front of him. Deku slowly walks forward, picking up another one of his, picking up two of his feathers from his wings, using them as weapons and dual knives to fend off whatever villains came after him next. 20 villains, 40 villains. Soon he had fought an entire army of 100 of them just to get close to All for One. And that was all of them that were in the building, waiting for him. You forget I can see everywhere, All for One. As All for One is close to fully regenerating, he says, "Oh yeah? Just wait till I... And then Deku says, no. I ain't letting that happen. As Deku is knocked back across the room by a man that looks like Gigantomachia, but just has all the strength quirks from the seams of it, as he sees through all of his genetics, even to the genetic code that makes up this man. He knows exactly what he is. Only strength. As he knocks him back farther and farther. It's like a Nomu, almost, that knocks him back that far. Almost half a mile, if you might say. It's an incredible amount of strength that Deku cannot replicate with his normal human amount of strength. But that doesn't matter. He isn't going to let him regenerate. He knows what happens. Gazer beam! As he charges up this holy aura beam that shoots out both of his eyes, striking at All For One from half a mile away at full force, destroying, nay, incinerating the building around him, and All For One himself. Checkmate. As Deku flies up into the air, falling down like a comet onto the ground, using it as a final strike against All For One. But All For One isn't there. Someone blocks him from finishing off All For One. A boy, standing above All For One, catching his leg with his hand, and his other hand was up at his eyes? A man cups his eyes. You fucked up, prideful hero. Shigaraki? As his eyes begin to disintegrate, he sweeps around, using his wings as a weapon, hitting him in the side, slicing through Shigaraki's torso, cutting Shigaraki almost fully in half with just one slice. You son of a bitch! Fuck! As his eyes slowly start to rot and turn into nothing but dust. He can feel his face sink in. No, not my eyes, not my eyes! He scratches fervently, trying to get rid of it, as other villains start to attack him. He's off put, yes, he's still able to fight them though, using his wings as a defensive shell, trying to stop everyone as he crowds and he tries to find any sort of part or thing to use as cover, any sort of thing. And then he feels it. A stone well? This might be his only chance. He feels around, looking around, trying to feel if anybody else was coming at him. Almost 100 other villains were waiting in the wings. They were taking it easy on him. All For One is still regenerating, recovering from his fight with him. He couldn't be, well, a blind hero. Now you have a body to match your soul. All For One's still alive? But I thought... Yeah, you thought a lot of things. It's too bad you're gonna have to think I'm down in hell. As he gets kicked in the chest, his wings try to defend him, slice off the leg of All For One, but he falls down the well, back way in. Somebody grabs his wing just to tear it off with his left hand. All For One crawls down the well to try to get him, but something stops him. Something is pulling him back, not before he can grab onto his other leg, onto his other wing, drag him up, and break his wing over his leg. Deku is screaming out in pain, but he can't feel anything right now. He's in a deep stage of euphoria, unable to talk in general, just shocked by the situation. As he is slowly being dragged up from the pit, a massive crash happens outside. Oh, there he is. Alright, you stay down here. I come for you later. As he drops Deku down the well, Deku was just lunch for him. just a meal. A petty man thrown to the side because of his arrogance. Fuck. And that'll do it for this episode. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you like failure stories, because I like doing a lot of those. A lot of failure at the beginning, just like picking yourself back up and every shit. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna be starting to do stuff on Tap-As, hopefully if this competition goes well, And I'll see y'all. Thanks for watching.